Okay, I think we're set up for today. Hi everyone. Cameras are off today because in Thailand we are officially in the rainy season, so we had to bring everything in last night, so I'm a little cramped here in the corner. But I think we're going to go check out some island developments here and try to chill in this crazy week we've had. For some reason, the GoFundMe QR code isn't up right now, even though it's linked. GoFundMe's website is worse every day. I think they're vibe coding. But the link is in the chat if anybody can help. As I've put up on Blue Sky, we've had some extra costs, and there is a follow-up MRI to make sure that the blood clot doesn't dislodge and cause innumerable harm. So we're checking that, and that's going to be a huge extra cost. But let's get going here. We're going to start in the main area. Sorry. Cramped in the corner here. We're going to start on the mainland to show up some of the developments we've had. Okay. So, as we see, we're relocating some buildings, but we've started here at our base of operations. We've got plenty of room for expansion with all of our built environments here. So we should do a little bit of farming. And we still have our smelting center here, which right now we're just operating our concrete mixers because we've moved a lot of our operations elsewhere. But we're going to keep this here because it's our most efficient way to do concrete and alternate materials. So we're keeping that. But let's just do a quick scoot here. We have some new friends kicking it in the corner. We still have our efficiency apartments going on here, which we're still, I don't know why I'm doing the royal we. I'm still trying to relocate folks off to their respective built environments in other lands here, just because there's a max efficiency for production in Pokopia, so we want to make sure that we have the happiest Pokemon in the most controlled amount here. Okay, so let's... Cool. So if you notice here for Palatown, we are missing our big visitor center, and that's because we're moving, which means we can take down all these wires as well. So we're going to go move our Pokemark as well, which we just picked up, to our new production center. So we have wind energy powering most of the island here. So as you see, we've combined our vegetable production for the mainland into one production. And we have our berry farm built up here on the corner of the roof. And we have some efficiencies. We have a little guy hanging out on our berry farm. And having him attached to the farm means that he's going to be processing paint for us. So we don't have to keep running for paint everywhere. And he'll just grab whatever we put in the box. So that saves us a ton of time on that. And now we have production farms here going on, which we have our little clay guys sitting here. And we have our ore production guys. Yeah, we have our ore production guys, plus a gatherer that likes to work with ore production guys here. And they just dump everything in this box. Over here, so we get all our benefits from that. And then we have our lumber guys here in our little wood house. So most importantly, we have Haxorus here, who is our main wood producer and chopper. So like he's the guy that's going to be keeping us full of wood, which we need for a lot of construction, along with our concrete mixers upstairs, and our little ghosty boy. So they all live here in their like luxury wood house with all sorts of accessories. I'm just gonna push out of the way first. So they're giving us all our lumber. And then we have some more smelty guys. But this, we're almost totally dedicated to iron ore here. So they're smelting the iron ore. And here we have our raw materials production, which they haven't been gathering as efficiently. We get more efficiencies the tighter our Pokemon range is, because unless I pull honey every morning to have them come out. Here's our ore production, guys. Strong team. Strong team. Yeah, unless we like power it down to just above our production labs, we can't be guaranteed that our production team's going to populate every time it comes into land. So we want to get our non-producing Pokemon up into their other cozy habitats. So that's the main build out here. We've moved our welcome center up to the top to be closer to our production. Ooh, rare Pokemon, we'll just get that right now. Never have too much. No. And let's put our welcome center. Where? There we go. Our Pokemart here across from the welcome center. We don't need to be that close. Let's give a little bit of an alley. Close enough. Okay, so let's talk to our guys. But as you see, by putting them like right next to the collection bins, if they populate, they'll just go to working on processing all of our raw goods automatically. So they're very eager. But we need a little help here. For a second, let's get over here. And it's telling us to go run for a Snorlax, but we have a little Meow hanging out here for right now. Which we may substitute Meow later. Cool, so we got that running. And now that this is built, we can go back downstairs and move our flag back up to the production center. So the big point of doing this whole thing is to increase production efficiency, so I'm never running out of resources, and freeing up a lot of the extra land to actually just like build out like crazy environments without having to worry about displacing Pokemon, worrying about production, worrying about all those things. But I can take my flag now. We'll just put it right there. So now we'll populate straight up right here. I need to go back and get my veggies. Also, I moved up our wheat production over here, which we don't need as much of. But yeah, here's our Ghibli wind farm, along with connection to our temple island. Which we can start developing here in the main game a little bit later. But right now we really want to concentrate on our Cloud Island production. So yeah, it takes just a little bit, but then all these veggies will be down the road. And if you look, folks like to visit. It's always fun. I will say the only caveat with production here is you really want to kind of limit the kind of berries that are in the bin sometimes, because it will go down from like most common to least common berry as far as production choices. So if you got too much red paint already, don't put your red lava berries in the bin. Hey. Let's say hi. Yay, more wheat. So yeah, we put just enough things to make them super happy. Then everyone can chill. Okay, so what's there? There we go. Plenty of food for the taking. Oh, I thought I had them doing glass as well. But yeah, like glass, copper, gold, we still tend to put down in the lower production center. But let's head off to the island. Again, if you want to join us on the island, the codes will be the same. I'll pull them up again here once we drop in. But everybody's welcome to come and check out Pokopia Park as we build it out. And message me here or on Blue Sky with any ideas or suggestions you have. I should probably put my Blue Sky up on the thing as well. But it's Courtcast at Blue Sky. All one word. QUERTCAST at the Blue Skis. I also have an alternative account on there because they are doing some vibe coding censorship. Nonsense where people are doxing trans accounts and they're just going along. Okay. Do I need a gaming fridge? I don't really. I'm gonna buy, because this is the rare Pokemetal day apparently. Got pipes, which I might use that later. So daily challenges are the same basic daily challenges. I sense a large presence come from the ocean. Okay. It's been 3 days of me trying to get that to happen. So let's go meet our legendary friend here. Where is you, my ocean boy? Give you a little sneak peek of what's happening. Oh, there he is. Cool, so we finally got another legendary in our pocket. Okay. Yeah. shelters all not on this island. So yeah, we've reduced it down to quite a bit. So we have a lot of night spawning folks, of course, Professor Tangrowth, who we can't get to populate on the Cloud Island, and 2 legendaries. One being our legendary bird counterpart, and our Mewtwo, which we're still working on the Mewtwo mural. So we've got a lot of night spawners, and then Gastrodon should finally spawn now that we got rain on it. So it's a real pain in the butt. Like, we spent a couple days just trying to hydrate the island again, so we could get a good yawn. Because there's a weird sweet spot with Slowpoke, because you can just keep adding legs, but at a certain point, like, it becomes diminishing returns, and like it drops your percentage of humidity after a while, which is weird. So, like, you keep pushing it, and then it's like, oh, you pushed it too far. And then you gotta do a bunch of other things before you can even try. So yeah, so we've added the box here as well on the island. This is a little less efficient because we have literally every Pokemon on the island, so a lot of times folks just won't spawn unless you kind of force them to spawn. So give you. Oh, I accidentally did it follow me. I didn't give you the salad burger. So Larvitar is fed. I'm gonna let it rain for a little bit because we still have a couple rain spawning Pokemon. So hopefully they'll do something, as probably right here. There we go. We were just talking about you. We are going to have to make a bug habitat. So if anyone has any ideas on how to make like a kind of bug Pokemon, slug Pokemon, goofy Pokemon sort of environment, let me know, because like I'm mainly just trying to do Jurassic Park locations, but we're going to need to build it out a little bit more to our specific Poke needs. Cleaning up our current apartments. We're still carving away at the apartments. we go. That should take care of them for a hot second. This is the problem where I need to go off and you need too many windows open in order to run a string. Just too many windows. Okay, hold on. Let's see, because I don't want to audio blast us here. Okay. Have to have too many things open. There we go. So we've got some temporary blocks just sitting out here. We're going to bury those in a bit. Okay, so let's get up here. Thank you for doing the Lord's work. That's our last garbage guy. Okay, so one of the things we did is we moved a lot of our fiery boys here into the heat temple. Like officially, we put a environment down here. We need to actually put like some more fire accoutrement. But if you can look down between the two little blocks here, that little gap, that's their home. So we've got our fiery boys. Yeah, we need to get you some fire furniture in here. We need to make this place hot to try. So we're working on that. Moving our temple. At the same time carving away our apartments so we can start doing the main drag stuff. Oh. Since last time, we finished our aviary, which is really nice. Automatic doors, and then we have a lush environments here. So we have the majority of our bird types populating here. Which they have plenty of like little private places to go hiding out. How you doing, Pidge? Let's give you a salad as well. So yeah, so we got our birds. And then our legendary birds. So here we go. We got all of our birds hanging out. We've got like secret little nests for them hiding in the corner. Got all sorts of things in the aviary. So as you see, they can just hide out in the trees, and we built our giant tree here in the center. So everybody can have kind of a layered, cozy experience. They've got some nests up in the tree too if they want to cozy up. So it's just kind of a lush, birdie environment in here. And then we have our back entrance that leads to our subway station. So we're building out an upper line, which we're calling it our beachfront line. Like, there's our wonderful whale friend. So this is kind of our beachfront line. We're going to come around here. I think around here we're going to start doing for our aquatic Pokemon. Like, building out kind of like a Jurassic World marina a little bit. So we've started working on that. And we've furred out our local line. Where did our cart go? Thought I had a spare cart. No, I'm just gonna build a spare cart. Too lazy to go and find the other one. Yeah, we have an elevator up and down along with the stairs. I'm sure Pokemon love using all the elevators. So we have our first stop on the line, right here, which takes us up and down to the temple. So we want to build out some more room here, but it brings us right out to the temple steps, so this is definitely going to be a big location stop. And as you see, we've furred out the subway with all sorts of underground lighting and all that. Also, I noticed in Paris last year, they had like little underground planted areas. So we have one over here behind the glass. And then we have another one up here as well. And I don't know if you noticed, there's a little secret area. We have a busted corner that takes us into the underground sewers. So we have a lot of our like grime and sewage Pokemon down here, and they're just hanging out down here in the sewers. And there's a couple secret entrances to the sewers as well. If you notice, we've got a couple manholes here, and we have a whole secret section back behind the gate. So that's some of the sewer build out. It's just tucked under there. And then that takes us back up to our main thing. I'm taking my spare. So that takes us back here to the main train station. We're going to take our train out here to our farm. So let's do our little push button farming here in the rain. And for here on the island, I'm leaving them separate, just because I can get a little bit more efficiency. For the mainland game, I've got so many things happening. That's the problem with this system, is that in the rain, everything stays hydrated. So we're going to need to turn the rain off to actually use our push button farm. So where, oh where, did we leave our sunstone area? We need a fiery boy. Get a fiery boy. Because I believe we've got all our rain guys. Let's check out. Are you a rain guy? You're an all-weather guy. You're an all-weather guy. You're an all-weather. You're an all-weather. But you, all these guys are night guys. And these are legendaries. So I don't think we need the rain anymore. So let's turn the rain off. Took forever to get the rain. Now we need to turn the rain off so we can get back to business. Okay, Score Bunny. Where is you? I'll need you later, Weed Cat. There's Cinderace, come on down. So green, sort of. Like I was gonna lead you to berries and stuff to eat to begin with. Now that we got a new CD, we can change stuff. I love that they use a yo-yo on this one for their animation to do it. I just think that's brilliant. Oh, perfect. Now all the rain is done. Oh, there you are. That's cute. Okay, now that should work much better. There we go. I think we've shown off the Jurassic Park Visitor Center before. But here it is with slightly more mature trees. This park is fully operational, etc. And then, of course, back there is our Squirtle Squad and Bulbasaur Boys. Back to the station. Which we may need to fur out the station a little bit more. I don't know. I keep going back a little bit. Okay, so we got our overgrown scythers and our glooms environments here. Go start building up. And then we have our new tea house, which I literally based on a coffee house restaurant that I found here called Taste and Rest. That is just a brilliant, beautiful little place. So it takes a while for all the seeds we have to grow, so we're gonna plant this out a little bit more. But it also has a side path here in the garden with some outdoor seating. And as in Thailand, all the toilets and sinks are outdoors. They're on like separate areas. Cool. So we have our little interior, we have a bookcase. I need to put a menu on the menu board for a little kitchenette. Oh, we got a little clipping going on now that the tree's more mature. We'll see what we'll do about that clipping. But yeah, it's got some skylights going on. But yeah, this is an actual building. Looks just like this. So that's what we built out for our tea room. We're going to do some more building back up to our elevated area. So, well, let's see what's going on up here. We need to spawn like I think 1 or 2 more Pokemon up here. But they're nighttime spawners. To get the nighttime ones to spawn, it's really been a pain in the butt. Because I have been on here during nighttime cycles and they just haven't tripped. Okay, that's useful. So yeah, that's our... We've got a couple big structures going. So some smaller structures like your bathhouse, which everybody seems to enjoy. Everybody loves the bathhouse. It's actually hard to keep the birds in the aviary because they all love the bathhouse so much. As you see. So that's what we've been building on the island. The last big thing was adding our secret sewer section and adding our tea house up front. So now we got some developments that we want to do for the rest of the island. Because we want to keep kind of this big monumental push. Oh yeah, we put a lot of wind power here. So the first 2 are going out to the main part of the park here, but the last 2 are connected for the back side here, which haven't been wired up yet. So we've got a lot of potential power. Got a big area back here to turn into something. We've got our Mewtwo that we're still working on. And we kind of want to build out something in this area for our eventual like Jurassic World area. So it's a bit of a thing. So what I'm thinking of doing is we need to get that railway up into kind of this area. Flatten it out a bit. I don't think we need all this water anymore. I think Slowpoke was making us produce way too much in the way of waterfalls. So we're gonna kind of do some terraforming here and kind of build out into this giant arc and use that as kind of like stadium setting maybe to make a kind of aquatic center. So what I need to do is to bring up Jurassic World. because the follow-up ones I haven't seen that much of. Okay. So, one of the main things I'm seeing, like while it has an aquatic park, it also has a bridge going straight through to the mountain, which I believe is not the worst idea. Let's... Yeah, if we can get... I'm wondering, yeah, if I take this grab... And if we build this up and around, back up to the mountain, if that's going to be a good framing. So let's see what we need here. Yeah, first let's just get our bin out. I don't mind leaving water here just to make a splishy splash area for everybody. Which I think is a nice little cue to what we're getting into. I'm so glad you're here! It was so hard to get you. Emotes, which one's my emotes? Anyway, I always forget where the emotes are. Also, I'm very proud of the reveal from here where it kind of explodes out like that. I think that's a good reveal for building. And I also really love how the subway station reflects and mirrors the aviary. It just feels like I finally actually did some architectural consideration here within Pokemon. So like, it's a nice combined building. Even though it's two separate functions. And it does have physical separation. Just feels really fun. Oh, there you are. That's my other conversation. One thing we didn't do is do our little tea run. She's giving me a lot of tea this time. Not a lot of fresh water. As she gets fresh water. But a lot of tea. But yeah, the subway system is a great addition. Just lets our Pokemon zip around all the time, everywhere. And I see them using the elevators everywhere. It's great. Sometimes I'll be working in the subway and the Pokemon will just run me down, which is always funny. Ooh, space shuttle. Let's buy a space shuttle. Do I have enough therapy stuff that I have to give away for a space shuttle? I mean, I do have an excessive amount of berries. not enough for you? I want my hand card back. Okay. Let's do this again. I just trade you a buttload of bread. Regular Pokemon. I don't need regular Pokemon. Also forgive my voice for being extra froggy today. I don't know what's going on. Let's check our challenges. While we're doing this. Okay. Gonna do our underground. Suit up here. We also spend a lot of time learning our forbidden recipes. Because one thing I didn't learn until recently is like, there's certain recipes you can do if you cook with a specific Pokemon. Like, I think the Gyarados mission was supposed to teach you that, but like, I didn't notice that, as like they were just kind of hanging back when I did that mission, so it wasn't clear to me that, hey, the Gyarados help you make this other thing. Yeah, let's put the paper back there. Just organizing everything. Okay, so we're gonna... So we got 6 of those. Oh, much more than 6 of those. Maybe let's limit it to 6 then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's get rid of that stuff right now. So, to the overflow. that overflow is taken, so we might need to open up one of our extra bins here. Yeah, the crafting area is getting full. Okay, so we got that going. One of the things we do need to build for the island is a smelting center. So I think that might be part of what we build out for our fiery boys is a smelting center. Which might not be a bad idea to work on while we're here. Let's get our rail, because I think that's what we're going to work on first here. It's rails, we've got some steps. Okay, so I think we got some stuff going there. Let's just grab some gates just in case we're building some environments out. Let's grab some of these poles as well. Let's just grab some railings, just in case. Okay. Just in case we need to build an environment. Oh, I have no idea how we're doing this. Maybe some of those. Maybe those. I don't have any ideas yet. let's grab our goods for travel. One of each. So close. But now we are ready to rock and or roll here. So let's do this noise. We'll have more big sand. So we're gonna need to level some shit up. Oh yeah, we also added some hydroelectric power here to power a bunch of our frontage. Okay, so let's head on out. Sploosh. Okay, so we want to build up and around. So that means we need to do some blocking. that's taking us to somewhat of the edge here. So I think that's our hard limit, right? So yeah, I think this is going to be our big kind of moment here for this train. But I'm going to need more. I think we're going to need to carve out a little bit here. Let's get the trains around. Like, I don't know how much of a station I want to build out here, but I think this needs to be a stop. So we'll put our stop things, at least temporarily, here. There are our stop things. It is hard to remember all the stuff and where it is here, because there's just so much. There we go. We need at least one gate. And then we've agreed that stop signage should be the Google. So yeah, I think that's a good start there. I don't know what to do for the stop yet, but I think it should reflect however we figure out how to do the amphitheater. So I'm gonna do the amphitheater first and then go back and do the stop. We need more track. Yeah, let's do at least that much. Okay, so we got that. Let's track our way up. Okay, so this is pretty much about level. Like, I want to take this hill straight on. And I did do a staggered ascent for a reason, but, like, I don't know if that's the best reason. Okay, so this all needs to be up one more level. So yeah, I'm wondering if I should keep the staggered ascent or just make it an all-rounder. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need to just add 6 more. So yeah, we're gonna do a pull-up ascent. Let's just do a pull-up ascent. This is why we do this. 1. Let's make sure that we're at the right level. Yeah, so we need to be 1 higher. So this is a little roller coastery, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Like, the reason why I did the Staker Descent is to be more train-like. So let's just Casey Jones this thing. So yeah, it was a lot of work that I'm not doing. But yeah, you gotta visualize stuff in real life before you can make a decision on things here. Okay, let's do that. Let's get back to our building. found our limit, didn't we? So this is going to take us around here, and we're going to clean up our secondary rail. We're going to want to put a little bit of infrastructure and stuff around our rail if the outer barriers will let us. Okay, so now we gotta eliminate our secondary rail. But yeah, this is kind of the most boring thing in the world here. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, so this helps us reclaim some track here. Oh, come on. Sometimes Pokopia, your targeting system is just a little on the jank. Okay, so yeah, so this will be a nice wrapping rail. Because that is one thing I did not notice on the, I wish I could just bring, I don't have a browser thing set up for it to, that was the wrong way to go. Let's get rid of that. Sorry. There we go. Window capture. Source. Window. Why is it saying Streamlabs? Okay, I am sorry for all this nonsense. Cancel this. Just want my browser. Browser source was fake. We'll add a new browser source. Yeah, okay. We're just gonna copy paste right now. Why aren't you pasting? Copy. So anyway. Pull this up here. Guys, weird button combination. There we go. So yeah, so we're trying to recreate this thing from the still of the movie. And as you see, there's that wild bridge on the back side, and then you have this stadium seating here. So we're kind of going for that. So we'll move that up in the corner. So I want to build our bridge out and put some pylons first, so that'll tell us how we wrap our stadium seating there. But yeah, I'm kind of working from those images there. Sorry, that took a hot moment. Okay, so we got that all taken care of. Now we need the wrap back here. On the rail. back on solid ground. So yeah, we've got a nice wrap around our stadium area there. And then we're right under the mountains. So I think, yeah, it's going to probably come up to this mountain, and we're going to install an elevator like right here. And then we want it to shoot over there. So let's just bring it inland a bit, and then we'll deal with it as we go. I think this also becomes another station area. Because yeah, there's definitely a moment where we need to move and then shoot on up to these spaces here. Like there's a cozy space to build a thing. And then the mountain there. So yeah, we need to build up from there. But anyway, that's after we finish what we got going on here. Okay, I also dropped our carriage somewhere along the way here, which I find rude. I'm not saying this is my dumbest idea ever here, but it's not my best. Come on, the seed. Has to be someone. There's the seed. Okay, so that clears that out quite a bit. So yeah, we do need to do some leveling. I mean, we don't want to pummel this, we want to save this for environmental goals. Yeah, once we've got production underway, we don't need to crush things anymore. I also do want to figure out if we want to build an aquarium as well. Which, the aquarium could be attached here and kind of build out here, because we do have some underground shenanigans going. So that is a possibility. But let's, while we're here, let's just even out the landscape a little bit. interfere with the mountain. Way through a lot of this. So it looks like it's a grand arch into this basin, which we'll see how much of an arch it will do. I'm also going to need to raid a tropical drift loon island soon. Also, I'm never concerned with over-collecting beach sand, because I can always turn it into glass, which we will need a lot of, actually. Gaps. Like, this just gives us an even base for when we want to start carving away and stuff. Like, I'm not saying that we're gonna keep this very flat base, but it's a good start. And we want to start from level. Things are always easier when you start the level. Okay. Okay. And I don't think it's a bad idea for leaving this as kind of a pier setup, at least for the initial ascent. I do think that gives it a little bit of a structure and stability. Like now, I don't think that these are necessarily the best spots for this, but it does tie in. I don't want it to be too steel. I want it to feel green and organic as much as possible. So, okay, so we have this pier, which we might build out the pier a bit. Now the Jurassic Park ones are very industrial. They're very mechanical bridges, bridge piers. So let's see. We don't really have. So like a cylinder here. What do we have for piers? We have a wooden cylinder. We have blocks. These feel very substantial. Maybe we can do a lot of those. Once again, I want things to feel organic for bracing. So how are we gonna do piers? I really think that's necessary. Oh, for pipes, they just gave us the whole laundry list. Okay, the round pillars, they do have just limestone pillars. Then they have fluted pillars. Let's make one set of limestone pillars. We'll go back and harvest limestone if that works. So what do you use for the plinth? Because that plinth is not going to work. You need something industrial. Well, we can paint this black. Let's see if that works a little bit. If we paint that black, that might not be such a bad plinth. Do we have any other options? Like, it is hard trying to carve something from nothing here. Yeah, we might use this just at the water line as well for those. So like I'm trying to figure out like, can I put a walkway under a train track? Which I think is a no. That's definitely a no. that pull some shenanigans. I would need to. So I think these are going to be too much for this fight. Although I do like how sturdy that pillar is, but I don't think that's a lot to do. Where's that bracing? Okay, so that's another issue. If I want to put actual cross bracing, which I think is necessary, I'm gonna need something chunkier. Is this chunkier? Yeah, that's what I want. Don't be rude to me. Yeah, let's just build up some bedrock. Well, that was useless. Okay. Okay, so let's just go. Rude. So that's the problem with that. So if we're gonna build a pier, it has to be. Which in real life would be the dumbest idea. But that tends to blend in with the wall. I don't hate it. But yeah, let's work this out. So we need some black partitions here, then white, and then at least gray on all those things. So we need to go back to the back. Try a cozy little place here. With our grumbly tummies. I do wish you were allowed to do more rounded curves, because I would like to just have that as an arch. But I understand our limitations on that one. Also, I probably want to put the break here as opposed to there, because that's a little jarring. Let's move the gate back here a bit. That's a little less jarring. I do love the sound design on that. I love the clack effects with the echo. I will say, the subway takes a lot of your energy resources, so that is definitely something you gotta use sparingly. So we might do another subway on the backs of the island, but it's gonna be way shorter. But nice. Okay. So we need some black pillars and some. Once again, like those top things are black, but the pillars themselves are white. And then we have the base piers. So let's see what we can do here. How much leeway do we have? Let's go to base pier stuff first. this is paintable. So base Pierce come in sets of 4. We're going to need... how many? Do we need 21? I think we'll need 21 on those. And do we just go simple wall for the filler on that, or do we go like something like concrete? Because those are kind of fuzzy too. Like those rounded things are done almost like the cloth wall. So I'm wondering if cloth wall is a better suit for that. Yeah, let's do that, because we gotta run through twine anyhow. But yeah, that needs to be painted. So we'll do 21 of those. Let's actually do 40 of those. Because we might want to do something a little bit different. Okay, so now for bracers. Let's just do 90 of those. And those we're going to need in black. And then piers, we're going to need to do quite a bit in white, but a couple in black as well. Can we do anything? Yeah, I'm not even worried about lighting yet. Like, it is outdoors, but I think we're going to let the rail just take some of the hit on that one. Okay, so these can't be changed. So is there something else that can? Round pillar can be painted, but we need limestone. What is my limestone? Oh, I got plenty of limestone. Okay. So yeah, we're going to replace these with limestone pillars. Because we can paint those. There we go. So yeah, we're going to do these marble things, but we're going to do them. So we're going to do 300. Okay. Now we're going to need to do some painting. Which I probably should grab my paint before we go paint. Because that would be smart. Wouldn't that lay it back on? Yeah. Let's be smart about this. Well, that's disconcerting. Am I all out of white paint? Or did I use this in my inventory? I'm all out of white paint. gonna need to go to my Crushy Boys. Let's grab some berries. Let's seek out some Crushy Boys. I did not know I was all out of white paint. That's a rudeness. But yeah, that's one of the things. It's like, you go to a Crushy Boy, you always get your paint plus a white paint or a black paint. Who are my Crushy Boys? Those guys I need to make an environment for too. Let's see. What do I want to do for a Crushy Boy environment? Yeah, what would a Crushy Boy environment look like? Chat, help me out. What would a Jurassic Park themed Crush Pokemon environment look like? Does it look like they're mostly rock type? I say with a question mark. Where would we want, like, a rock type kind of Jurassic Parky environment to look like? We get here the Crushy Boys section 2. Because I think we'd make a couple Crushing Boy environments. Like, we'd make definitely our Dino Pen. But I think we need to make a Rocky Boy environment. Let's see, what other Crushy Boys do I have? Yeah, like all our dinos are Crushy Boys. Which is an odd duck thing to do. At it. Let me go cipher up some CITES. Some to need lumber as well as we go through this. So let's cipher up some sites. I probably need to put together a production farm on the island as well. I just think that's going to be less effective on the island. Than just like having sculptured environments for each of the types. Like the trick with doing the sculptured environments for each of the types is just remembering where they are. There's my other bell. Okay, so that should help me out on the lumber side. And honestly, while I'm at it, I should go to my fiery boys too, right? And make some bricks. Well, while we're in production mode. Hey, you're a crusher, aren't you? Hey, you're a crusher as well. Okay. Yeah, it might be time to build the farm on the island as well. Like, I'm not deporting Pokemon off the island. Nor do I think I can in the first place. But I want some sort of efficiency here. I also need to make a temple. Or Moslax as well. So right now Moslax is just sitting with the spawning environments. And like, he doesn't spawn anything, he's just an environmental build. So that's why it's there, is that he counts towards the known environments on the thing, but like doesn't really spawn anything. Help me out with some bricky boys. Yeah, that should help. Yeah, let's go check out on our paint. I do like the cascade here, so that's going to be fun. Strip out all this. Guess it's not really worth bothering those guys with. Okay, so that should get us going. Let's get some stuff painted here, because we do have a little bit of white paint. I should actually just... You know what, let's do that right now. I need to move my painty guy. First, follow me. You're going to move over here. Just to make this synergize a little bit more. We'll get you some more accoutrement in there in a second. Okay, so paint me something. So I need... What do I need? I need to make these black. Which looks more gray. But we'll go with that for right now. Yeah, let's do 20. So let's paint. So that looks great too. How about black? Oh, that used up all my black paint. No. Ow. I was not paying attention. Oof. Oof indeed. See, I was not paying attention. Nope, 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 nope. So I'll need to do 20 of those. Let's see. White paint makes it look grayer. But I don't know. I think we leave it marbled? Which I think is excessive, but like... I think we leave it marbled. Okay. So let's paint our piers up. So yeah, doing a gray. Honestly, the blue makes it like kind of gray blue, which I don't hate for the pier. Okay, so we need more black paint just as much as we need white paint. Okay. Let's see how this works on our one color here. Oh, that's right. I bought so many. Oh, we didn't go with white colors for a reason. It's just not baby enough. Guys, I think this painting thing was a mistake. Like, I can't paint this. So that already negates so much of it. I mean, so many pillars. I'm gonna need to make some Greek looking stuff here. so. I think I'm going to leave them black just because they are touching the railroad, just to add some differentiation. But I spent so many resources on making pillars. I guess the big question is, once we get the corners, which are the big necessary ones. Once we get the corners, I guess the big question is like how many steps in between do we put other piers, right? I guess the big question is, what does this divide evenly by? So, I mean, you can easily run through 100 years. So let's get 100 years. That's easy. That's an easy decision. Okay, so let's just Ten, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. So what does 48 divide by evenly? I mean, 4 pairs would be good, so that's every 12 blocks? Is that it? So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's a good. Almost drowned there, but I didn't. I kind of want to undie. What I have in there. Oh, come on. Okay. So that deals with some of the horseplay. But yeah, we'll need more corners. Honestly, let's just go with 100. We don't use nearly enough twine. Okay, so 12 again. So one more here. One, two, three, four, five, 10, 12. Let's just go here just to make it a little bit. Oh. I feel 12 is a pretty good. It's a pretty good fit. So let's do our division for this thing. 49, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. Okay, so not quite square. So 52, what's the highest number? Math, 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 math. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to fudge it around 13 pillars. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to fudge it. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. Should have never painted those, fam. Should have never painted those. Oh, now you're just being aggressive. Jeez. What? Stop doing it like that. I just wanted to use up my PHP. Like, I know it doesn't divide evenly, it's just the closest approximate we can do, because you can't do fractional widths here. do that. Put 14 here. So I think this is going to be our last one. Yeah, this is going to be our last one. Yeah, I'm still going to peer. Just to make it a little more deliberate. So you need 4, 8, 9. So yeah, we need at least 10 more golf blocks. Okay. So it looks like we got our wrapping railway complete. Like I would have liked to go further out here. Like how far out? This direction. Like we can go quite a bit distance out here. So I might move these pillars further out, but they're going to stay at the same level. Just to give us more room. But I think that's where we are for today. So we may not look like a lot, but we did some real big railway expansion today, and we framed out our area for our aquarium slash kind of marine event space that we want to build. Do you have any suggestions for that? Let us know in the chat. Also, if you could post on Blue Sky any suggestions that you may have for building out the aquarium slash event space, would be greatly appreciated. Anyway, this has been Poke Park here, and I hope you all have a good day.